Good morning, everyone. How are you? Today it's gonna be hectic. Got a lot to do today, not a lot of time. But last night I cleaned my room. Look it. I mean, I have a box. Don't worry about the box. But like, other than that, there's nothing on the floor. That's a win for me. And I just feel so much more ready to tackle the day having a clean room. My room is clear, my head is clear. But first things first, start to a productive day means I need some coffee. Kind of hate myself for how addicted to coffee I am right now, but it's okay. Shh. We don't have to tell my mom. Myself some caffeine, little honey cinnamon latte, getting some steps in, getting some sunshine, fresh morning sunshine. Say it's a good start to the day. Today I definitely want to talk to you guys about training upper versus lower abs because this is just such a big I'm gonna save that rant for later because I could just launch into it right now and then we'd be stuck here all day. But upper versus lower abs, we're gonna talk about that. I'm also gonna show you what I eat because what I eat in a day. Coffee, that's number one. Gonna make a smoothie. It's gonna be number two. But today with what I eat, I actually am like finally feeling like I'm really back on track with everything. As you guys know, I was not on track for about a month because I was super busy, but then it took me a good like 2 weeks to really get back into the swing of things. And I just wanted to note that because I feel like it can seem like maybe I'm really good at like being on track versus not on track and like getting right back on track. And it's like, no, I am human as well. It also takes me time to like get back in the habit of things, get back to where I was. Like it was not an immediate transition of like, okay, I'm not doing anything and then okay, I'm doing everything again. I basically started with being consistent with my workouts again. So I did make it to the gym 5 days a week this week, doing my regular split, back to my Brains and Gains program. That was the easiest transition for me, was just getting right back into the gym. It took a couple days to ramp up because once I went back to a split as opposed to full body, I was pretty sore. And so I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna give myself like an extra day off in between, take my time getting back into it. But like mentally I was there, I was like ready to go. It's the tracking macros and the eating consistently that has taken me a little bit longer to get back into. And part of that is still because my life has still been just like a little bit more all over the place than usual. But part of it was kind of me like dragging myself back into the habit of it. I wasn't dragging myself kicking and screaming, but I was definitely just like, okay, we're gonna do it because we want to do it, you know. But all that is to say is today I'm actually like on top of things. Like I tracked what I know I'm gonna have for dinner. I threw in the coffee because I knew I was gonna have that, and then I kind of just worked backwards from there. And I was like, okay, how can we make the rest of everything fit? I want a smoothie, let's put in a smoothie. And I was like, okay, we need more protein, so I threw in a bunch of chicken for lunch and then just gonna like fill in the gaps. So it's feeling good, basically being back on track with everything again. So as I said, for breakfast I wanted a smoothie. I already logged it. As you can see, it's only 870 calories because there's something that I plan on adding to my lunch later that's also in my smoothie. I'm gonna have half of this in my smoothie. It's this guy. Half of this is going in the smoothie, half of this is being saved for lunch later. Frozen banana as per usual, a little bit of almond milk, this random chocolate strawberry smoothie, my favorite chocolate protein from SIGMATIC, a little bit of honey, some oats for some more carbs, some hemp seeds just because I needed some more carbs and fats. Gonna throw in a drop of the Athletic Greens vitamin D and probably a little bit of ice. We have a chocolate somewhat strawberry smoothie. So I'm gonna drink through all this, go run some errands because I got lots to do, and then once this is fully digested, I will be off to the gym. Get back from my errands and this is what I come back to. A little kitty asleep on my desk. The cutest little kitty. So errands took a smidge longer than expected. Well, technically not longer than expected. I thought it would take a while. The food didn't last as long as I would expect. I'm a little bit hungry. Let's go grab a little pre-workout snack. Yes. Alright, tiny pre-gym snack is literally just gonna be protein. I showed you guys, I prepped this in my last video. It's just my slow cooker, coconut amino, shredded chicken, and then the other half of my smoothie that I put in my smoothie this morning. I'll probably just drink a little bit of this and then save a little bit for after the gym. It's time for a workout. I'm doing a little upper body workout today. I think I've already filmed this workout for you guys, so I'm not gonna refilm it. You can just go back and look at my workout videos in my workout playlist, which I will link down in the description box below. Before I go do this workout, I want to talk to you guys about upper versus lower abs, because you see people all the time posting upper abs workout, lower abs workout. They'll be like doing a little 15-minute ab workout and be like, this exercise is for your lower abs. I say this in a mocking voice, but there's some validity to upper versus lower abs, but there's a little bit more nuance to it than people really let on. The main thing we need to look at is the anatomy of the abs. And when we talk about upper versus lower abs, people are usually talking about the rectus abdominis or the six pack. They're not really talking about like upper versus lower obliques, because you don't really feel a difference like in your upper versus lower obliques. When you're feeling the difference in your upper versus lower abs, you're either feeling your abs working up here or you're feeling them working more down here. And the muscle that runs this direction, where we can feel the difference in upper versus lower, is the rectus abdominis. Now here's the thing about the rectus abdominis. It is all one muscle. To a certain extent, it is segmented. And this is where the nuance comes in, is you can kind of activate the upper rectus abdominis versus the lower rectus abdominis in varying levels depending on the exercise that you're doing. But the main takeaway, like here's the main point of this whole discussion, is that the difference in measured activation between the upper and lower abs, no matter what exercise you're doing, is not really significant. Even in the best exercises, like clinically researched, they've measured the level of activation in upper versus lower abs. Even in the best exercises for the upper abs and the best exercises for the lower abs, you're still targeting the other half of the abs with very similar amounts of intensity. Now, here's the quick little sciencey part of why that is. Muscle fibers are multi-nucleated. What this means is basically you have one long muscle fiber. It can have multiple nuclei along the fiber. And the nuclei are basically like little cell command centers that tell that cell whether or not to contract or do whatever it needs to do. And so because it has multiple of these, it can kind of function differently in different segments of the muscle. So biologically, structurally, there can be some differentiation in the activation between upper and lower abs depending on the exercise, but also biologically, structurally, because it is all one muscle, isolation of the upper abs versus lower abs is impossible. You cannot train the upper abs without training the lower abs, and vice versa. There's a really great graph that shows the EMG data for various abdominal exercises and shows the difference in activation between the upper and lower abs. And as you can see, the crunch gives us the highest activation for the upper part of our abs with 100% activation, and only 80% activation for the lower part of the abs, as opposed to the hanging leg raise, which gives us 100% activation for the lower part of the abs and 3-ish% activation for the upper part of the abs. So these two exercises are a great example of the differentiation that can happen between the upper and lower abs, but how little of a difference it actually makes. So even if you're using the best exercise to target the upper abs or the lower abs, it's not even a 20% difference between your activation of the upper abs and lower abs. You literally cannot activate your upper abs to 100% capacity and do anything less than 80% capacity for your lower abs at the same time. The biggest difference in activation that you can get is only 20%. So the takeaway from this is, in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of time to worry about targeting upper versus lower abs, especially because if you watched my last video, you'll know that training your abs is not a waste of time, but like should not be your top priority if you are trying to get abs in the first place. And so differentiating between upper and lower abs is even less of a priority. Like that should be your focus. If everything else is on point, you're already lean, like you're prepping for a bikini competition or something where you have a slight imbalance in your abs and you're trying to correct that. Unless everything else is super dialed in and on point, differentiating between these two, like getting a 20% difference activation in your upper versus lower abs is not going to make a difference. A lot of people want to try to train their lower abs because that's where they get the pooch. And so they erroneously believe that if they can activate their lower abs more, that they're gonna burn more lower belly fat. And that in itself is also completely false because you cannot spot reduce fat. And as I talked about in my previous video, if you do need to lose that last little bit of belly fat, training abs is one of the least efficient ways to get there. You want to be focusing on the heavy compound lifts. Yes, as I talked about in my how to get abs at a higher body fat percentage video, you might be able to get a little bit more visible definition without losing fat if you do focus on training your abs more for hypertrophy. But again, I don't think focusing specifically on your lower abs if you're trying to see more lower ab definition is going to make that much of a difference. You should have just a well-rounded ab routine like my free ab challenge that I posted a couple weeks ago, and that's all you need to worry about. But let's say you are at the point where you're lean, you can kind of see your ab definition, but maybe you're only really seeing your lower abs or only really seeing your upper abs, and you want to work on bringing the other one out a little bit more. In this case, it may be worth focusing on upper abs or lower abs more specifically. And in this case, the general consensus with the data is that the crunching movements where you're initiating with your head or bringing your torso down are going to target the upper abs more, whereas the movements that you're initiating from the bottom with your legs, such as hanging leg raises, are going to be what target your lower abs more. There are a few exceptions where it's a little bit of a switch, but as a general rule, it's just if you're initiating with the top of your body, it's upper abs. If you're initiating with the lower part of your body, it's going to hit the lower abs a little bit more. But again, it's like this much more. I wish this were more helpful. I wish I could tell you, yes, there are absolutely exercises that only target the upper abs and absolutely exercises that only target the lower abs. And if you do only lower ab exercises, it's going to get you lower abs. But that's not how the body works. And again, like just focusing on overall fat loss, focusing on the compound lifts, making sure your sleep is on point, making sure you have good nutrition, reducing bloating, reducing stress, like all of those things are gonna make your abs a lot more visible than just trying specifically to target your upper abs or your lower abs. But let me know if you have any questions about that down in the comments below. I'm gonna go hit the gym, get a little upper body pump going. Or is today leg day? Today might be leg day. Oh my god, today is leg day. Today's glute day. Oh, I'm so much more excited for the gym now. I'm gonna go hit the gym, get a little booty pump going, and then I'll meet you guys back here for my post-workout lunch 2.0, which is literally gonna be the same thing as lunch 1.0, but I need it because it's protein and carbs. So anyway, yes, I will see you back here.
Later.
Workout accomplished. I kept it kind of short today. I think I only did 4 exercises? No, I ended up doing a 5th exercise, but I kept it to like 40 minutes because I feel like my body needed less today, so I gave it less. But surprise, surprise, post-gym snack is a plate of chicken and the rest of the smoothie like I said it would be. This chicken is like the most delicious thing on the planet and it makes me so happy. Definitely comes in second to roasted chicken thighs though. Ugh. It's probably one of my top 3 favorite foods on the planet. Alrighty, we have made it to dinner time. This is the meal that I'm most excited for today, other than maybe dessert. Honestly, no, more excited for this. For some reason, my body just wants savory right now. But I decided to get another Green Chef box because you guys know how much I absolutely love them. For those of you who don't know, Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that does like meal prep delivery services. And they have dishes of a variety of options, including vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. And it's honestly just like, every time I get it, it blows my mind. It's one of my absolute favorite things to have while in a calorie deficit, because if I'm cooking for myself in a calorie deficit, I'm lazy. Actually, if I'm cooking for myself in general, I'm lazy. But when you tend to be in a calorie deficit, it's harder to make like delicious just mouth-watering food without adding a lot of extra stuff to it or having to think really hard about it. And I think I've told you guys before, like when I'm in a calorie deficit, I like to do everything that I can to not have to think about food as much, because I don't want it to be something that I'm obsessing over. I don't want it to be something that like I constantly have to think about, or else it's gonna make it like not a good experience. So when I can get meals that are not only structured well to fit within my macros, but are like better than almost every restaurant meal I've ever had, I'm a happy girl. Green Chef has a team of expert chefs, and I swear they just have like a sauce master in there somewhere to just make like the perfect sauces, and then a spice master to make like the perfect spices for the dishes. But they design like the most flavorful recipes that can fit your lifestyle, and it goes way beyond the ordinary substitutions. The recipes are super quick and easy with step-by-step instructions and photos of how to do it, which is just so helpful for the way my brain processes things. Also chef tips to make sure you get the most out of everything. Green Chef uses a wide variety of high quality clean ingredients so you can feel really good about what you're eating and how it got to your table. This includes organic, non-GMO, sustainable produce. Like, it's just one of my favorite things ever. So these are the 3 recipes that I got this week. We got chicken souvlaki, which is what I'm making tonight. I saw that and I was like, oh, that sounds so good. But I also have a Thai red curry coconut beef soup, which, oh my god, sounds so good. And barramundi with chimichurri. I think there was something with chimichurri in the box last time, and I'm very excited for that one because it was amazing. I'm gonna go cook this one up right now. I'll let you know how it is. And if you do want to check out Green Chef, which I highly recommend, you can go to greenchef.us/Marissa100 and use the code Marissa100 to get yourself $100 off your first box, which includes free shipping. I'll leave a little link down in the description box below. I'm gonna go make some dinner. All right, I am super excited about this. I had a little sample of the flatbread already. It's so good. I was also munching on the cucumber salad as I was cooking, so it's like half gone. Every time with the sauces, this is perfection. I'm literally so happy right now. You guys have no idea. So I ended up doing something very unusual. I skipped dessert. I literally finished my plate of dinner and I was like, I want most of the rest of it because it comes as 2 servings. So I served myself 1 serving and I was like, do I want chocolate or do I want dinner 2.0? And both my brain and my body were like, give me more of that deliciousness. And since I was planning on having a considerable amount of chocolate for dessert, the calories weren't really far off. It kind of worked out. Most nights I have dessert. Tonight I just didn't feel like having dessert. So I didn't. Instead, I'm finishing off the day with a little bit of Ned magnesium. I'm gonna get the best night's sleep because of it. And that'll be it for the day, so I think I'm going to leave you guys here. Again, make sure you check out Green Chef at greenchef.us/Marissa100 to get yourself $100 off. Link down in the description box below. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.